recognize Ranking Member Krishnamoorthi.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to show a picture from 1973 when OPEC, a group of oil-rich countries in the Middle East, imposed a total oil embargo on America. Millions of Americans were left with empty tanks, and our economy nearly ground to a halt. This lesson was not lost on the CCP. As the chairman mentioned, 20 years later, Deng Xiaoping, the former leader of China, said, quote, "There is oil in the Middle East, there is rare earth in China." Mr. Roundtree, the CCP saw America's dependence on Middle Eastern oil as a model. And the CCP copied this model to control rare earths and induce American dependence, right?
Yes, it's similar, but it's a little bit different because they didn't embargo a country here. They have a licensing system where individual customers have to apply an onerous process sharing a lot of sensitive information to basically obtain a license that only lasts for 6 months to obtain those magnets. And so sharing a lot of sensitive, American IP.
Let's take a look at one important rare earth compound where the CCP used their playbook. Let's look at a material called NdPr oxide, which is essential in permanent super hard magnets. It costs Chinese producers roughly $50 per kilogram to make NdPr. $50, that's the key number to keep in mind. When the US tried to make our own NdPr, let's see what China did. They slashed the price from roughly $170 per kilogram, as you can see here, to about $49 per kilogram in 2024. And that's, now $49, Mr. Slouster, that's less than the $50 cost of production, right?
Correct.
That's not a coincidence. This steep decline happened immediately after the CCP met to discuss the price of NdPr and then ordered Chinese producers to flood the market to drop the price. But that's not the only mineral the CCP has targeted. Let's take a look at samarium, which powers heat-resistant magnets and guidance technology in our critical weapon systems, such as the F-35, the Tomahawk cruise missile, and the Stinger missile. The CCP controls nearly all of the world's supply of samarium. And just like with NdPr, they've used that control to drop prices so America cannot compete. Just look here. As the US made attempts to create domestic sources through contracts with MP Materials and other companies, we see how the CCP brought the price down from around $20 per kilogram in 2022 to $9.91 per kilogram in August of this year. But the key thing here is that the average cost to produce samarium, even in China, is $11 per kilogram. Again, the CCP is selling for less than their cost. The same is true for magnets. Mr. Slouster, as you can see behind me, in 2020, we found this very interesting memo from the Chinese Commerce Ministry's archives. Can you please put this up? This is a fascinating memo. It says, for magnet exports, for Chinese rare earth companies, quote, the transaction price tends to be low, even to the point of being lower than the production costs. The CCP is straight up admitting that it's selling for less than the cost of production, right, Mr. Slouster?
Yes, our view is that magnets are being sold for less than the production cost and the cost of raw material.
That's predatory pricing, as you mentioned. The CCP playbook is clear. Overproduce, underprice below the cost of production, thus attempting to kill its competitors, and then weaponize the monopoly. So the question is, what do we do about it? Mining and processing more rare earths in America is only one part of the solution, I respectfully submit. We also need alternatives that potentially bypass rare earths entirely. Mr. Roundtree, your company produces the world's only high-performance rare earth-free magnets. I actually have one right here, which is stronger than traditional rare earth magnets. If produced at scale, it appears that your magnets could be cheaper than normal magnets. So if the CCP cut off rare earth exports entirely to the US, potentially at scale, your magnets could keep our economy going. They work by using an entirely new technology which you described, which is called iron nitride, combining iron and nitrogen. Mr. Roundtree, this approach was developed by a University of Minnesota professor named Jingpeng Wang, pictured behind me, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And Dr. Wang isn't just your founder, but he's also an immigrant from, you guessed it, China. He does his work at a federally funded lab in the US. If we want to break China's stranglehold on magnets, we need an all-hands-on-deck approach. That means welcoming the best talent from around the world, including China. It also means funding research and uncuffing ourselves from our dependence on the CCP. Thank you, and I yield back.
Thank you.